Alright, so to help people out with this intake, if you want to run this carb, really any carb, be honest, this works. So this is a 212 intake. You're going to take the side that goes to the carburetor, and you're going to cut the side that goes to would go to the 212. You cut that off. And this is I think a G2, I think that's what they call it, reed. Which, like I said, as long as it's got a tube coming out, you can pretty much make anything work on this. But, so you just take a 212, take the carburetor side, and what I'm going to do, because I don't have any more 212 intakes, it's going to be the same principle, but we're going to take this intake right here, which you can see is way too small for this right here, and we're gonna take this piece and make that right there, so then this will actually fit this carburetor. That's the best thing I could come up with. Like I said, it's the exact same thing no matter what you do, and you can pretty much adapt any carb you want by doing this style setup, and it works. I haven't had any issues with it or anything like that. So let me get this stuff set up, and then we'll go ahead and start making this. Alright guys, so basically what you want to do is what I found out works the best. You just take a little bit of electrical tape, and you're going to wrap this until this fits snug over the top of this. And what that'll do, it'll help center it. Alright, so this now fits onto here, and it's a pretty snug fit. So what we're going to do is, first of all, that centers that, so that way you got a nice even around the hole inside there. So that way when you go back to smooth all this out, you got a nice transfer into there. So what we're going to do is take some JB Weld, mix them up. We're going to fill this whole area with JB Weld, and then we're going to slip this back over, and then I have a fast way of making JB Weld harden really fast within like 5-10 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and start using use this to start making the transfer nice and smooth into there. Now the fitting I used for the vacuum is this right here, and that's the brass fitting that I use. You can use whatever brass fitting you want to use. That's the only thing I won't be able to do is make the fitting on this intake. It's not thick enough. But with 212s, basically they're thick enough. So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to drill a hole. You're going to match your gasket onto here. You're going to see that little hole. You're going to put don't drill all the way through, but just drill into it and then come out the bottom and drill down, so that way when you put the carburetor on, it actually has vacuum coming out there. But this is the main thing I wanted to show, is getting this set up. So we'll go ahead and get started on that now. So now it'll look something like this, and you'll be cleaning all. Don't worry if you get it down inside there, because you're gonna be grinding all that out of there anyways. I just like to make sure that there's nothing, because if you get any kind of vacuum leak through there, this beats the purpose. And then I kind of, on this one, I just did the outside, and then I'll reshape the outside so that way when you paint it, looks like one solid piece. So now this is what I do to speed up the drying process on these things. This is what I do is I take a heat gun, and you heat this up, get it fairly hot, and then let it sit for about 5 minutes, and that will be like hard as a rock, and then you can start cutting into it instead of waiting 24 hours. So we'll go ahead and heat that up now, and then we'll start grinding all of it and shaping it. Alright, so now it's nice and hard. It's hard enough to start working with it. So what we're going to do is take a, I think this is like 80 grit. I'm not positive. But basically you want to sand all this, and then you want this to be a smooth, so when the air comes in, it just flows right into there. So that way you don't hit a wall, because if you have any kind of wall, gas will puddle, and then it becomes a nightmare when you have to tune. So we'll go ahead and start on it now. Alright guys, so this is what it ends up looking like. It's got a nice taper. There's no anywhere where fuel is going to get hung up. This is just a nice straight flow, and then I left the inside a little bit rough. That way you can keep the air and fuel mixing. I just took a wire wheel to the outside of this, and then I just took a smaller sanding wheel and kind of went around the edge of this, and then when you paint it, it'll look like one solid piece. Now, this allows you to pretty much run any kind of carb you want, because even if it was like, say this flange, you had another flange on this side, and this side bolts up to a carb, then you can still run that. It's even better because now the air is going this way and coming straight in. So it opens the door up for a whole lot more different type of carburetors you guys want to run. And then, like I said, if you're going to run the pulse carb, if you use the 212, it's thick enough to where you can drill a hole right here, not all the way through, just halfway in, and then come out the bottom with another hole, and that'll allow you to JB Weld the new fitting in there, so you can run a vacuum line down to it. But yeah, that's how I've always done this. This is probably like the 4th or 5th one I've made, and all the other ones I've never had a problem with. They seem to work really well. JB Weld holds up really good. So I hope you guys liked the video. It really helps if you guys hit the subscribe button. Helps the channel out. And also, I'm going to leave a link down below. You don't have to, but if you want to support the channel, it would be appreciated. And then, like, it would allow me to actually, if you say you guys want to see a motor put on the Fat Moto and don't know if it's going to work, we can try it and stuff like that. It just opens the door up for a lot more other things that we can try on these bikes and see what they can do. Like I said, you don't have to, but I'd appreciate it. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment what you guys think about this. And I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.